There is a pressure sitting behind your chest right now that does not match anything happening in your day. You slept, you ate, nothing went wrong, not specifically. And yet something inside you feels like it is bracing. Like the moment right before turbulence on a plane where the air gets still and your body tightens half a second before the drop. That is not anxiety, that is recognition. Your body is picking up on something your mind has not caught up to yet, and I want to explain what that is. Because in roughly 72 hours, a solar eclipse is going to land at 9 degrees of Aries, and it is going to do something that most astrology content will not tell you honestly. It is not going to bless you. It is not going to manifest your dream life. It is going to reach into the most fundamental layer of who you think you are and ask a question that does not have a comfortable answer. But before we get there, I need you to understand what is happening right now, not on March 29th. Right now, the moon is in the final degrees of Pisces. In astrology, we call this the balsamic phase. Think of it like the last few minutes of a fire that has been burning all night. The flames are gone. What remains is not heat anymore, it is ash, and ash is not nothing. Ash is everything that burned, compressed into its smallest possible form. That is what the balsamic moon does. It compresses an entire lunar cycle, every emotion, every decision, every moment of the last 28 days, into residue, into essence. And that is why you feel heavy right now. Not because something is wrong, because everything is composting. If you have been feeling unusually tired over the past few days, a tiredness that sleep does not fully fix, that is this. If your dreams have been strange, vivid, almost cinematic, in a way that feels like they are trying to tell you something, that is this. If old memories have been surfacing without any trigger, people you have not thought about in years, places, feelings, versions of yourself you thought you had moved past, that is the balsamic moon pulling everything to the surface one final time before the cycle ends. You are not going backward, you are being emptied out, and you are being emptied out for a reason. The reason is what happens 72 hours from now. So let me explain exactly what a solar eclipse is, because it gets treated like a regular new moon with a dramatic title, and that is not accurate. A new moon is a seed being planted in dark soil. It is quiet, it is gentle. You set an intention, you let it grow, you revisit it at the full moon. That is normal lunar rhythm. An eclipse is not that. Think of it like this. A new moon is like turning off the lights in a room so you can rest. A solar eclipse is like turning off the lights in a room so the entire room can be rearranged. Furniture moved, walls knocked down. Things removed that you did not even realize were taking up space. And when the lights come back on, the room is the same room, but the layout is different. You will bump into things at first. You will reach for a light switch that is no longer where it used to be. That disorientation is not a malfunction. It is evidence that the rearrangement worked. During a solar eclipse, the moon passes directly between the Earth and the Sun. It blocks our primary source of light. And in astrology, the Sun represents your conscious identity, your sense of self, your ego structure, the I that you present to the world and the I that you believe yourself to be. When the moon blocks that light, even briefly, the conscious mind goes temporarily offline. And the deeper intelligence underneath, the part of you that knows things your personality does not want to admit, takes over the controls. That is why eclipses feel like fate. Because for a moment, the part of you that has been managing, curating, and performing steps aside, and the part of you that actually knows what needs to happen gets a clear line to the wheel. And here is the part most people never realize. This particular eclipse, the one on March 29th, is not random. It is not just an eclipse in Aries. It belongs to a specific family. Eclipses travel in series called Saros cycles. Each cycle repeats every 18 years, 11 days, and roughly 8 hours. Which means this eclipse is directly related to an eclipse that happened 19 years ago at virtually the same degree in the same sign. March 29, 2006, total solar eclipse. 8 degrees and 35 minutes of Aries. And now, March 29, 2025, partial solar eclipse, 9 degrees of Aries, same week on the calendar, same degree region. Nearly 2 decades apart, and the story comes full circle. I want you to sit with that for a moment. Where were you in the spring of 2006? Not globally, personally, what was beginning? What was ending? Were you starting a new relationship or realizing an old one had run its course? Were you moving somewhere, leaving something? Choosing a direction that would shape the next 10 or 15 years of your life? Were you in the middle of a quiet identity crisis that nobody around you fully understood? Whatever was in its infancy then, whatever seed got planted in the spring of 2006, consciously or not, has been growing for 19 years, and this eclipse is the harvest, not a second planting. Not a continuation, a harvest, which means the cosmos is going to look at what that seed produced and make a clear determination. Does this continue, or has it run its course? That is why you feel the weight, not because something bad is coming, because something is completing. And completion has a gravity to it that the body recognizes even when the mind does not have a name for it yet. And I want to tell you something about this specific degree, 9 degrees of Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the raw, undiluted I am, not I am in relationship to, not I am because of my job, or I am because of what people think of me, just I am. The most fundamental statement a human being can make. This eclipse is not primarily about your finances. It is not primarily about your love life, although those things may be affected. It is about the person standing at the center of all of those things, the self, the actual self, not the curated version, and the question it is bringing is not gentle. It is asking whether the person you have been presenting to the world, the one who shows up at work, the one who performs in relationships, the one who maintains the image, is actually you. Or whether that person is a construction, a well-built, carefully maintained construction that has been running on autopilot for so long that you forgot there was someone underneath it. That is the eclipse question, and 72 hours from now, you will not be able to avoid it. Now, here is where I need to talk about what not to do. The next 3 days, this pre-eclipse window, are not normal days. There is a very specific energy to the 72 hours before an eclipse, and it functions almost like a pressure chamber. Things compress, emotions intensify, small interactions carry disproportionate weight. You might find yourself having an outsized reaction to something minor and thinking, where did that come from? It came from here, from the compression, and the instinct in that compression is to do something, to fix, to decide, to reach out, to take action so the discomfort stops. Do not do that. This is not the moment for decisive action. This is the moment for radical observation. There is a difference. Action says, I will solve this. Observation says, I will watch what this reveals. And right now, the revealing is more important than the solving. Because if you act before the eclipse shows you what needs to change, you will be acting from the old identity. The one that is about to be rearranged. You will be rearranging deck chairs on a ship that is about to change course entirely. So instead of acting, watch. Watch what irritates you over the next 3 days. Watch what you are drawn to. Watch what you avoid. Watch the urges, the sudden desire to text someone, to quit something, to declare something, to run from something. Do not follow the urges, just notice them. Each one is a data point, and by the time the eclipse arrives, those data points will form a map. A very honest, very uncomfortable map of everything that is ready to shift. And here is why this matters more than usual. When the eclipse hits, it activates. It activates whatever is unresolved, unspoken, unfelt. If you have been suppressing something, a truth about a relationship, a dissatisfaction with your work, a disconnection from your own desires, the eclipse will not let you keep suppressing it. It will bring it to the surface with a force that feels sudden, but is not sudden at all. It has been building for months. maybe years, maybe 19 years, the eclipse just removes the lid. But if you spend the next 3 days filling yourself with noise and distraction and premature decisions, you will be putting a new lid on right before the eclipse tries to take the old one off. And that creates unnecessary pain, not because the cosmos is punishing you, because you are working against a process that is trying to help you. So let me talk about what to do instead. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to find a piece of paper, not your phone, paper, and I want you to write one sentence, just one, not a goal, not an affirmation. Not something you think you should write, one honest sentence about something in your life that you have been pretending is fine when it is not fine. You know what it is, you have known for a while. It lives in that part of you that tightens when someone asks how things are going and you say, good, a little too quickly. It lives in the silence between you and someone you love. It lives in the gap between what your life looks like and what your life feels like. Write that sentence down, just one, fold the paper, put it somewhere you will see it. On your nightstand, next to your mirror, on the kitchen table. And on March 29th, when the eclipse is exact, open it and read it again. That sentence is not a wish, it is a compass. It will show you exactly where the eclipse is aimed, because the eclipse does not hit randomly, it hits precisely. It finds the fracture line and applies pressure until the fracture either becomes a clean break or a conscious repair. Your sentence will tell you which fracture it is finding in you. Before I go any further, I want to read something from the comments, and this stood out to me because it captures something I think a lot of you are feeling right now. Someone wrote, I've been waking up at 3 a.m. every night this week and I just lie there, not anxious, not thinking about anything specific, just awake. Like something in me is waiting, but I don't know what it's waiting for. And I want to speak to that directly. That is not insomnia, that is your system on alert. There is a very real energetic phenomenon in the days before a major eclipse where the body enters a kind of low-level vigilance. Not fight or flight. More like the way animals behave before an earthquake, they do not panic, but they stop sleeping deeply. They become still, they listen. If that is happening to you, you are not broken. You are attuned, and the 3 a.m. stillness is not empty. It is full of something your waking mind is too busy to receive. So if you find yourself lying there again tonight, do not reach for your phone. Do not try to force yourself back to sleep. Just lie there, breathe slowly, let whatever wants to surface, surface. You may not understand it now, you will understand it after March 29th. I want to come back to the body for a moment because this is important. Over the next 72 hours, pay attention to your physical self. Some of you will experience jaw tension, clenching, maybe a headache that sits right behind the eyes. That is the body holding something the mouth is not saying. Some of you will feel heaviness in the chest that is not cardiac, not respiratory. It is emotional weight sitting in the body because it has nowhere else to go. Some of you will feel sudden bursts of energy followed immediately by crashes, as though the system is surging and resetting, surging and resetting. None of this is medical crisis. But all of it is information. The body does not lie, it cannot perform the way the personality can. When your jaw clenches, something needs to be said. When your chest tightens, something needs to be felt. When your energy crashes, something needs to be released. The eclipse knows where these holding patterns are, and over the next 3 days, it will press on every one of them to show you what you have been carrying, not to hurt you, to free you. And that is the thing about this eclipse that I want to leave you with. It is not an ending in the way we fear endings. It is an ending in the way a season ends. Not with destruction, but with completion. The tree does not mourn the leaf that falls. It has already prepared the new growth underneath. You have already prepared the new growth underneath. The version of you that is emerging does not need the old mask, does not need the old story, does not need the approval structures and the performance habits and the comfortable lies that have been holding everything together. Those things got you here. and that matters. But they cannot take you where you are going. 72 hours. That is what stands between you and the most significant identity reset of this year. Not a reset imposed on you by circumstances, but a reset that has been building inside you quietly, persistently, for longer than you probably realize. The eclipse does not create the change. It reveals the change that was already underway. Your only job between now and then is to stop performing long enough to feel what is already true. If you are still here, I want to thank you. Not as a formality, genuinely, because this kind of content is not easy to sit with. It asks something of you. And the fact that you stayed tells me that whatever this eclipse is about to touch in your life, you are ready for it, even if you do not feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it is a direction. And you are already facing the right way.